Thanks for staying with us. Today's Celebrity Fridays, and we'd like to talk about celebrity happenings. And the hottest news in the celebrity world is obviously the recent post by DJ Skills, right? JJ Skills, that's Funke Akindele's husband, saying that both of them have gone their separate ways. Yes, name right. So both of them have gone their separate ways. And the conversation, obviously, yesterday, the whole of Nigeria became marriage counselors, commentators, and criticizing, celebrating, and different things. Well, I said, as we often say, nothing has been said until your view says something. So this morning we'll be discussing this matter. And there are a few things that come up to us. But before I start discussing the matter, it's important to start. We don't know the full story, and we cannot judge from outside, inside. So we're not here to act as though we know what happened or what caused the breakdown. Somebody can say something else, and that person we've not heard from the other side. So we don't have the full story. Nobody has a right to comment on somebody else's marriage. That's a fact. However, everything we discuss here is speculative, based on, hypothetically speaking, what could have happened, and our lessons that we hope to learn from it. So that's what your view does. We look at an issue and say, okay, what are the lessons we can learn from it? Because, hey, life is about lessons. So 5 things I'd like us to touch on, ladies, is the conversation. As I said, we don't know what happened, but these are things that we're thinking possibly. Number 1, putting relationships out on social media is a factor we'd like us to discuss, because people think that, oh, if this man says 2 years, we've been having issues, but if we look at it in 2 years, everything looks nice, rosy, picture perfect, and we're thinking, okay, 2 years, really? So we have to look at how do we celebrate our families on social media. Another factor is moving in with a prosperous wife. That's another factor people have talked about. Okay, could it be because she's such a wealthy, successful person and he's moving in with her? Could that be a problem? Another issue is raising confident men that in spite of any situation, they're able to overcome. Another factor I thought about was families not agreeing into a marriage. You know how you go and families are saying, I don't agree with this woman, or I don't want you to marry that man, or that kind of stuff. Could you still go in even if you have families that are having issues? And finally, the reality that many marriages today might just break because women are getting more and more successful. They're finding themselves. This is somebody that's about to possibly become the deputy governor of Lagos State. I mean, so this is a potential leader. So as women get more successful and higher in life, is it a strong reality that they might have to end their marriages because a lot of men just don't understand a successful woman? So those are the conversations I'd like us to have this morning. You can join the conversation. Call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-7694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Which one would you like to start with? Should we start with the relationship with social media? Which one jumps at you? You see? Which one jumps at you?
I think I'll go with the social media.
Okay.
I don't agree with putting your relationship out on social media. I think if you put your relationship out, then everybody has a right to join you in your. You have now made your relationship public, so everybody feels they can comment, they can advise. Then when they now go above board, you now start to say, no, it's not your business, but you put it out there. So I think if he had wanted to say they've separated, he could have just one-line statement saying, we are no more together, period. But I also think it was a kind of appeal that he doesn't want to leave the marriage. And maybe she is tired, and it was his way of saying, please,
help me.
Help me.
Everybody kept saying that. I didn't read that in that. So everybody kept saying they read that. I didn't read that in that message. No. People said it came across like an appeal. Many people said that. I didn't see that. I just thought a guy that was...
Sometimes we seek for help without even knowing we're seeking for help. Because I do not understand why you would want to break up and then make an announcement. You don't owe...
No, there were speculations. People were talking.
He not
so he wanted to...
He not be my consign. It's your talk. It's my home. So I don't know why I would go on social media to announce that, okay, we are no longer together. I don't understand the reason behind that announcement. We've had celebrities in Nigeria who have broken up until today. They did not say a word. They packed their bags, and they left. People were just guessing that we don't see these people together. We don't see these people together. And today, nobody's talking about it. So when you come out on social media, I agree with YK. It could be that it's just a way of putting it out there so that maybe when people now talk, they will talk sense into our head and we can now begin a reconciliation. Because there's something I was studying recently about body languages and how we communicate without meaning to communicate. So you're doing something and you're not saying what you really want to say, but your body language, your actions
Screaming it.
are screaming that I need help. It could just be, that's on one side. On the other side, a lot of people are scared of marriage. That's the reality. People are like, when you see these two people, it seems like all this bliss we hear is a lie. Are you telling me that there's no blissful marriage? Are you telling me that there's no a marriage that can withstand the tough times? Are you telling me that this marriage is a sham, is scam? Or should we just focus on, I meet you, I hook up, I move on?
Be a partner like YK.
Yeah, have kids and move on. Is it that this thing is no longer, we're not no longer able to work on this sort of institution? Our parents were able to hold it down. No matter what they face, they have that single intention that we are going to walk through this. But right now, everybody is acting, it's all about me. It has to please me, my happiness. Everybody's focusing on self. And when you focus on self too much, you're not able to accommodate another self when those hard times come. So people are asking a lot of questions. And it's scary for not only people who are in the marriage, but people who are looking to marry someday. What point do I get to that I can no longer stand you?
What's my deal breaker?
Yes, what's my deal breaker?
Let me come to you, Nima, because YK talked about this issue of social media. And I have an objection because I don't see anything wrong in putting your... If you choose as an adult, say, you know what, I'm celebrating my family, I tell you, I put it on social media. If you can do that, you must have enough confidence to be able to build a wall from absorbing the comments or the clapback you get. So if I am confident enough to put something on social media, I don't care what you say about it, I put it out there. And if you have a comment, I don't care about your comment, I don't see your comment. So should we build restraint? Because whether we like it or not, the whole world is going to social media. Yeah. Every single thing is out there. So at some point, your entire life is a reality show. Hey. So you must now begin to have enough restraint or resistance in listening to what others say about your marriage, whether they like it or not. What do you mean?
I would say, long-time fan of both parties in this marriage, and I'm a very, very committed fan of Funke Akindele. So for me, it breaks my heart knowing how bloggers had insinuated that this breakup was going to happen. This is where JJC skills offended the ancestors in this matter. Because if he didn't put it out there, it will remain a gossip. Yeah. And you can then still deal. If indeed he was crying out for help, so I don't know who his advisors were, you can then still deal. Because if you give something time, eventually you forget how painful it was. It's easier to forgive with time. I believe that these issues that they are dealing with, if they look at it in the next 5 years, they won't understand it. The reason why I'm saying this is because just last weekend, myself and my husband had a conversation about where we've been and where we are now. And it was like, we've seen the worst of these issues in our marriage. There was a time. Time was when, as I remember, because I would just say, I need a divorce. I can't be here. You know? But now, we're like, beds and whatever, 5 and 6, and everybody thinks that's how we were in the beginning. I wasn't even in love. We were growing and growing, and there are a lot of things I just thought, I cannot stand. But now this person is like oxygen. I cannot do without. So I believe that every marriage has a season. And I believe this is their season. It's just so sad that you're quickly letting it go. You know, people don't want to wait the wait. People don't want to put in the work. And because the bloggers, yes, these are celebrity couples, it's difficult for them not to have a photo shoot. The people that even collect husbands said they did photo shoot. You know, photo shoot and all of those things, go on red carpet together. Maturity is that try, even if you must not be in marriage.
But Nima, let me pause you for a second. Is it fair? Is it fair on a man or a woman's conscience where you know, okay, maybe you've fallen out of love for your husband or for your wife, or maybe you've moved on, you know? Is it fair to continue to, you know, be like the Joneses and just pretend when you go? Because remember what happened at AMVCA? They have to come together and just take a picture, picture perfect. Yeah. He's tired of that. He's tired of that fake life. He wants to, you know what, let me go, I'm done.
A conversation. Now, the wife when you toast, you not put time for social media when you toast time. Give it time. That conversation, if it takes you this long, and you have children involved, if it takes you this long, and I mean this long, yes, wait that conversation. People don't understand what love is again. Love, is not, I love you,
I love you, David.
we are doing wedding. Love forgives. Even, you know, some people...
Love is respect.
Respect. I saw someone once, I told you about somebody once who was trying to date me. And when the wife passed, and the person was talking about the memory of that woman, I was like, this man must have been confused. And it was at that point, you know, regret. I know men who are divorcing their wives, and they cannot even call the woman an evil name. They can only keep good signs, especially when children are involved. If he didn't say, on our insistence, I had to leave the house. I left the house. That means you're a man. You gave it space, but you are looking to make things work. Not that you're ending it on social media and trying to demonize that, you know, so one person is unforgiving, trying to... I
don't think he demonized
No. That's where I read that message. Okay. But you pushed it on her, saying, yes, we are no longer together. On her insistence, I left the house. She's not willing
Maybe she needed
to meet.
Breathing space too.
We don't know what her pain is. Okay. And we cannot come and belittle her pain.
Okay, let us go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue to dig further. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this news about Funke Akindele and her husband. And it's important for me to remind our viewers that we don't have the full story. Yeah. And anything we say here is just speculative. We're not here, we're not in their family, we don't know the crux of the matter, we don't know all the full issues. We're only speaking outside in based on what we have available to us. So we're not here trying to judge, we only see what lessons we can elicit from this situation from our understanding. And the other issue that I'd like us to also touch, because we talked about the social media lifestyle, the fact that we saw a picture-perfect marriage, at least in the last 2 years, and it came out, and can we accept this social media life that, listen, it breaks up fine. I mean, if it's broken, it's broken. Or should we say, take your family away from social media? Can you blame social media for marriage breakups? That's one. Then secondly, I want us to touch on the moving in with a prosperous wife. You know, there's a lot of factors here. The man's confidence, the woman's personality, her character, the family structure, the man's ego. So these are things that the average Nigerian woman have to deal with today. That's the absolute truth. What are your thoughts on this?
So I wouldn't blame social media for anything. Like, we've been having marriages crumble even before social media came. So social media just makes us see everything happening at a go, so to speak. So it's a global village. So I can click China now and Google and see what's happening there. Click Japan and see what's happening. Click US and see what's happening. That's what social media brings. But
for marriage will stand, it will stand.
Yes, a marriage that will stand irrespective of social media. We had marriages that were breaking. As I was growing up, there were a lot of marriages around me that were crumbling left, right, center. But it wasn't news because those people were not popular. They were not celebrities, and there was no social media to spread it. But if a marriage is not founded on the right foundations, it will crumble with or without social media. Social media will just bring the news to us, and we'll now have something to discuss on the show like today, that is Friday. But a lot of people also said that when a woman is very successful, the woman will no longer be able to submit to the husband.
Let me pause you. This is an important angle. I don't want to lose this call. Okay. Ade, are you there, Ade? Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes. My advice to those who are about to get married is that try and have a discussion with your spouse about social media, that as you are going to a marriage or before you even take the decision of getting married, discuss together about social media, about posting something on social media. Not everybody likes it, but so many people like their privacy. That's what I see in that matter. And secondly, my advice to men in particular, is that don't marry a lady that is richer than you. You are going to be driver there. Marry a lady you will take care. Your duty is to take care of the lady. Not that for you to be spending the lady's money. You see a lady is very wealthy. You went and married that lady. You are going to be driver. So at some point, that's the honest truth, unless people are deceiving themselves. I won't allow my son or my daughter. You have to marry somebody you start together and work together from the beginning. Don't go for ready-made. It's like a poor man marrying for a royal family. All you do is driving. So that is it. That will help.
Thank you, Ade. So that's the angle we're taking into marrying a successful wife.
Yes. So And, you know, they attribute the failures of the marriage because the woman is successful. So a woman is allowed to be successful as long as she's not more successful than the man. So in your crave for success, be praying that the man's success is higher than your own. When your own becomes higher, it now becomes a problem. And society sees that, this woman can no longer submit, this woman does not. But I beg to differ, because I have seen a lot of very successful women who are able to keep the home and be submissive to their husbands. What I would, you know, everything is speculative, but what I can say from my interactions from afar and what I've observed is the fact that somebody like a Funke is an alpha female. She's an authority. She's a strong, very strong personality. And if you do not understand how to handle people who are that strong, it wasn't the success that made her that strong. It's her personality. But then the success comes along the way, and that personality is a leader. Her drive, her passion for her success, she's able to take decisions with or without you. She can, those sort of people can take decisions with or without. They don't need to even ask the husband, how do we share this money or how do we do this? They are movers. They are moving. So it takes a spouse who understands how this woman operates, and a spouse who is not like the woman. An alpha female cannot be with an alpha male. Two of them will clash. So personality is also something we should be looking at while we are, because, you know, when you're not successful, you can pretend not to feel offended when some decisions, you have to take permission for some things, because you don't have the capacity to stand on your own. When you have the capacity, you have the financial independence to stand on your own, that is when your true nature now shows, because you are not supposed to be taking permission from anybody.
Okay, so, you know, we
need to
see
also
a lot of these
observe
examples,
that.
because, I mean, this is the crux of some of this conversation. As I said, we don't know if this will happen between their marriage. But we've seen Prince Philip, the president of the Queen Elizabeth's husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. He had no job. He's married. He was married to the Queen. And did he make him less? Yes, there was some point, because when I watched the history, there was some point he felt like he wasn't enough. Like he felt like, am I worthy of this position? But he quickly accepted the fact that, listen, that is my role. My job is the Queen's husband. He didn't have to work a day in his life. So the point is, if you have a successful woman, why is it difficult for a Nigerian man to accept, okay, she is a high flyer. This is my own small I'm doing, and I remain confident in this small thing I'm doing. Why is it difficult for an African man to accept that role?
Well, I don't think it's difficult for an African man per se. It's difficult for men, because men from day one have been taught that you are the provider, you are the woman, you are the head, the woman is the neck, or whatever. So from day one. So I think with marriages, even if you have a successful woman, yourself, be your own success. The mistake a lot of couples make is when you now join your business together as one.
It's not a mistake, Waike. Don't say that. There's some people that join together and it's still successful.
But I agree. Yeah. I agree. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of them, okay, in this case, JJC, was that his name? JJ Skills.
JJ Skills, yeah.
JJC Skills. He was actually a successful hip-hop artist. He had that hit tune now. Yes. So I knew him before he met Funke Akindele. I knew Funke Akindele
separately, yeah.
Separately, you know. So in their right, they were both successful.
Yeah.
Now they now come together. I don't know who was more successful.
Okay, we know now.
Let
me take this call from. Let me take this call from Bonnie. Let me pause it for a second.
You don't know
okay, we don't know. That's
we
true.
don't know, yeah.
Okay, let me take this call from Uche. Uche, are you there? Oh, I thought I lost that call. Let me let you finish.
They now come together, and then maybe one brings more money, and one spends more. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that is where the conflict will first start.
Issues, yes.
Yeah, but one is supposed to bring more money now. I don't understand.
One is supposed to bring more, but that's where the conflict will start.
That should be the man, right? Bringing more.
Yeah. No, not necessarily. Wait, let me pause you for a second.
I don't know.
Okay, let me pause you for a second, Wike. Let me let Nima jump in here.
So I wanted to answer on the Queen's example.
Yeah.
You know, there are two different societies. It's a patriarchy here.
Yeah.
The man will be looking at himself as I get on, you know. If he's not looking at himself, his family members will be asking him, are you sure you're not growing tails? Who is the man in this marriage? Because we're in a patriarchy. He's not going to sit easy. He only takes a strong-spirited person to whip that personality here. If your wife is any more than you, she must most likely live an apologetic life within your family circle.
All her life.
In Africa.
Yeah.
You know, she'll be everything they give. She'll say, this is our daddy that bought it. Because if she dares say that, I bought this thing, that your wife is an arrogant person. If she do anything,
depends
she
on
must
the family.
No.
Majorly.
9 out of 10.
Where do you get this statistics from?
This is 9 out of 10. Okay, Nigerian viewers watching, call us. 9 out of 10 will say, now she buy them. Why would she have to say it? We all know these things.
So you now, as a man, will start to feel less.
Even if you don't feel less, you will not. Once they tell it to you twice, you say, you too, maybe you should tone down a little. Once they start telling you to tone down a little on your success, if it's a man that comes, they'll say, blow your trumpet, you have arrived. Yeah. If it's a woman that
tone it down,
you don't say your husband.
But see, this goes back to how we are raising our men. Because I've shared this story a million times. I mean, I'm married now 11 years. For the first 4 years of my marriage, I was doing everything. And you will meet my husband, he does not look like somebody that anybody's feeding him. The conflict that it exudes when my husband enters a room, you know when man enter. You will not even have a clue because he's standing alone, his talk, his confidence. He was raised to say, I am an alpha male. You cannot, so it depends on how we raise these men. So we raise men who feel that, because my wife is making more money for me, I'm now making you like feel like less like a man. No!
You are the woman who made that possible
for him.
Exactly.
If you remind when it comes
every day,
I clothe you, chef.
You for clipping wing.
But you go and tell that woman that is knocking on the door to get out. I don't want to see any of your family. If you make that house toxic, alpha male or not, he will question his existence.
He will
so when you find a woman who makes it easy, that's the thing. And a woman who dares to even say, okay, I have worked hard in some homes. They will bring that issue out. We know these things, and it's not easy for any couple that is dealing with this kind of thing here. If you are just cross border, take plane to UK and you see if you're not.
Let me go on a quick break. As I say, I have to keep reminding our viewers that we're not in any way saying this is what's happening in the home of the people we're talking about. We're just having speaking speculatively and hypothetically speaking, just in case, having different ideas. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're on the final lap of this, and again, I'd like to remind our viewers again, we're talking based on speculation and hypothetically speaking on what could have broken the marriage of Funke Akindele and her husband. Now, the last segment of part of this conversation I'd like us to talk on is that should we begin now to face the reality?
Which is?
Because the foundation of our men in Nigeria have been faulty on how they are raised. The ego is there. So is it a reality that the Nigerian woman is faced with the fact that as I get successful, as I find myself and build these big conglomerates, my husband would not be able to handle that success. And at some point, he will go out the door. Or, I mean, should we begin to face that reality? Because our men already, the foundation of our men is already faulty.
I disagree that the foundation is faulty. I just think that a good woman will manage her husband that is not as successful as her and not make him feel inferior to who she is or what she is. I mean, when you start to make your husband feel, oh, you're not the breadwinner, you are this, you are useless, you are the one that will rock his foundation.
But there's some men, right, kid? There's a woman that even though you are richer than your husband, you do everything to make him feel good. You do everything to call him your Olori, whatever they call him. You do everything to make him feel like he is the one in charge. You tell the whole family it is him, even though it's glaring to them that it is you. But you make him feel good. But that is still not enough. These men, so no matter how you make them feel, they will still feel like it's still not my money. And that thing will still affect their ego, whether you like it or not. So women do try, especially with the Nigerian women.
Marriage is for two, it's not one person. So when the woman has to constantly make him feel good, you too, make yourself feel good, help yourself, And so because we put it that way, it will seem like these women just have to live their entire life. It's painful, though. If a woman has to live her entire life trying to make somebody
feel good. Yes.
It's a lifetime career.
I'm telling you.
You will not do any of that.
Yes.
You will not grow.
At some point, you get hit like...
That is the one that has faulty foundation.
No.
The man, it's not all men that have faulty
That's
foundation
why we need
now.
to go there. You know, as you are getting married, you are not supposed to remain the person you married as. All of us, our husbands are not the men we married. They've matured. We all have also grown. So your choices, your compromises towards that marriage will continue to change. If I am married to a personality like a Funke, an alpha female, as a man, I know I have a strong woman. You know what you call it is what it is. If you call it a domineering woman, that's what she is. But if you call it, I have a strong woman, whose choices I love
and
I respect. And those kind of positive affirmations of what she is what you will get from her. In Islam, when you marry a wife, they say there's a prayer we do. When you put your hand on her, you pray for good. Because she can be anything of both. So whatever you call into that person, that's what she is. And the same goes for the man. If you marry a man and you know that, where he's coming from is this kind of person, I need to help him get to that point. You work at the exposures that you get for him.
Let me take this call.
Look,
I'll come to you right
You
here.
must grow together, Nina.
Let me take this call from Chief Wabi White. Good morning, are you there? Hello, sir, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Muriah.
Yes, you're live.
Hi, finally. Muriah, my sister, first thing is, please, when you're calling out the number, TVC number, how we can get through to you, you're always too fast. I can't even hear. In fact, today,
I'm sorry.
I have to put it on record. I said today I must get through.
Oh, sorry.
So please, and another thing is, if it's possible, can you leave the number
on the screen?
On the TV screen.
We've told them. Oh, okay. Hopefully, they've heard you now. They'll leave it on the screen.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this issue of matter on the ground, Brian, why are you always telling us you don't know the details? This matter is already online. It's already everybody's lips. So allow us to gossip, allow us to say our mind, allow us to share it and dissect it anyhow we want. I am going to see, Nima, you always say in my mind, I don't know. My sister, no matter how you do, no matter what you do, this is Nigeria. Every typical man in this Nigeria, they have that mindset that a woman is here to dominate them. So if you try to go out of your way to give and this is your home, you try very well to do the financial backing up. No matter one little thing you will say, they will say, it's because you're the one that's bringing this money. So that's psyche. Even if you try to pretend, I mean the man, your friends are there. Once they know that you're not doing anything, they come to your house, everything is working, new car, new distance. They're not seeing anything you're doing. They know it's from your wife. Once they see, even ordinary makeup she's wearing, this one, where they control you like this. So this is our reality in Nigeria. This is what I want to contribute to, man.
Thank you very much. That's the reality. That's the truth. So even though you as a man have the confidence, your friends, the family, everybody knows, she's been like this until they do everything. It still affect your ego, whether you like it or not.
I don't know about that. Because if you're a woman and your husband is the one making all the money, and then every time the husband comes in, just say, you're a useless, good for nothing woman. All you do is eat my money. And he keeps telling you that.
To affect you.
It will affect you. So it can work
both ways.
What I'm trying to say is it can work both ways. What we need is a balance. And that balance is understanding of each other. Respect each other. Understand each other. And, anybody's luck can drop at any time. So all you need is to guide each other.
This is one assumption that it could be money or the success that is the cause of this problem. It could also be that it's none of. They are
absolutely.
They are both successful. They are both doing well. They don't have money issues. It could be that is just because
it could be other room matters.
Yes, they found that they were not compatible.
Eventually,
this personality is
they didn't find out. He has not agreed yet that he's not compatible.
Okay, he said
that they drove him out.
He didn't say that.
Still the same
he said on her insistence.
Yes,
he has to leave to pass.
He didn't say that. Am I not read into it? Yes, he said
on her insistence.
No.
Is the guy Yoruba? Is the guy Yoruba?
No, the guy is Yoruba. Say it in Yoruba.
She. He didn't say that.
So let's not assume that it's just because a lot of people are saying one person seems more successful, but we know that seems may not be the reality.
Yeah,
the people who have money don't look like they have money, except those ones who don't have. So it may not be money. It may be the personality issues that they're having. It may be sexual issues. It may be anything. We don't know. Nobody's telling us exactly what has happened. It may be because of you have baby mamas, you have children outside, I'm having this one, and
an unruly boy outside. Those are me.
You know, the past lives are coming in to affect the present. It could be a range of
absolutely. Thank you,
issues. But I wanted to say that the reality we talk about, where a man gets intimidated with a woman's success is gradually fading off. It's with our husband's age mates. The young boys now want you to have money before they come in.
High five. You're right.
In fact, when you go on a date, I hear young girls who talk to me a lot, and they say the first thing they ask is, where are you working? How much are you earning? Because nobody wants to carry liability. They want to be sure that you can hold your own.
So it has flipped now.
It has flipped now. So that's not the new reality.
I don't agree.
Yes, I know. So wait, YK. So based on what she said now, because of this our generation, this is why having this issue. The next generation now, a boy is accepted the fact that you have more money than me. I'm okay.
You should have more money than me.
And I'm okay.
It's not all young boys that are saying you should have money.
YK, you'll be surprised.
My nephew, he's not asking his girlfriend to have money.
That's my day. That's one in million.
That's one nephew.
That's one nephew.
That's one nephew.
Say your own nephew. Who is your own nephew?
Take statistics. You know people talk to
Let me take this call.
Relationship coach.
Please, drink your tea. YK, drink your tea. Have a call. Who is the caller, Seth? Ify, good morning. Are you there?
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much for this topic.
Yes.
I think this takes us to the conversation of toxic masculinity.
Toxic
expectations that our society and the standards that they hold men by.
Yes.
Because the fact that the man is stay-at-home dad or the woman is the breadwinner in the family, then he's not man enough. I have friends who are non-Africans who live outside this continent who are very comfortable being the stay-at-home dad. They're the ones who do the school run, they're doing the cooking while their wives go to work, and there's peace in the home. Africans, we need to change our mindset. I've always said to people that, we live in a transitional generation, right? Because there was the way our parents had their marriages and their expectations of marriage and what culture had done to that marriage, and to families. And I felt that in this generation, we're in a space where it's okay for a woman to earn more, and then the men are okay being, understanding that their women can earn better than them, and hopefully by the time it gets to our children's generation, these things will not be a problem. But here we are, still having this conversation.
Thank you very much, Ify.
Well,
you see, when my husband wasn't working, he was picking up his children, and even now that he was made, that he's not paying the school fees, paying the rent and everything, he still picks up his children at school. It didn't affect his ego. So it goes back. It also goes back to the confidence of a man.
If you were a useless wife, excuse me, if you were a useless wife, I used to say, go and pick the children. Are you all right? Are you all right? First of all, if we first do,
you're actress. Please.
If we first do like that, you won't say anything.
Let's take a few comments. Let's take it out.
You make that kind of comment. You will not have katakata with us.
I can address it.
Let's take a few comments.
Joseph Ugo says, I've been watching and I'm so disappointed at the one-sided nature of the ladies in this conversation. No matter how successful a woman is, she must be submissive to her husband. That is the crux of the matter. Enough of this liberal left-wing rhetoric. Uncle,
who did not say they should be?
Two must submit to each other.
Bound.
Funke has been through
we don't know
marriage, and she's been beaten.
Yes.
She might not be able to take another of that experience in another lifetime.
Absolutely.
So before we are saying all these things, even we that we are sitting down here, me that my husband can marry 4 wives, I've told him cheating is the deal breaker. Me, that my husband have. So there are certain things. I will live
you told us.
If you want to marry, you marry. You cannot commit zina.
They will just marry straight?
Yes, he will marry straight. He married me straight.
Oh, really? You just see somebody that pick and bring her to the house.
He saw me straight and married me. So that's the same method.
Okay. I get it.
So everybody have their own deal breakers, and two people must submit. You must both commit to that marriage for the marriage.
I have to bring in our celebrity guest.
One person somewhere that will be making marriages.
I have to bring it up, but I think there's something that I think, like YK said the last time we had the conversation similar to that, and I'd like to reiterate it now. YK said something that, let us not be under any illusions that we're in this perfect marriage. Thank God, by God's special grace of marriage, we are, as of today, this morning, July 1, our marriages are good.
Yes.
But anything can happen tomorrow. next tomorrow. So every woman in Nigeria, every human being must know that there is a possibility that this situation would happen. And we must prepare our minds for it. So the factors, you successful, the fact that maybe the other room is not being done properly, or the children issues, the family, in-law issues, these are real life issues that would happen. So no woman should think as if, oh, it is Funke today, tomorrow is not me. It just might be you tomorrow. It might be you and I tomorrow. And then nobody. Let us not be under any illusions. Yes, life happens to you. We made an oath, but you don't know. So we just got to prepare. I mean, I was telling somebody
How do you carry it out when it now happens? Should you be civil about
it? If we put it on social media, it's okay. If you choose to put it on social media, business.
Don't prepare for the worst. Prepare for the best. Hope for the best. And pray the worst doesn't happen.
But if it does, also understand and know.
Take it in good faith.
Take it in good faith. God bless you.
Yeah. That's it.
It happens. I have to wrap up because I want to become a celebrity, but I think I have a caller. I'll find out. Good morning. Are you there? Linda.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Good morning. This is my first time calling in.
Welcome to the show.
I really enjoy you guys.
Thank you.
Anyway, this is our generation. A lot is happening, things that are not happening before. I have teenagers, men, I've been married for over 25 years. So my son is working.
Wow.
He's 24. And it's because he went on a date and he said, Mommy, I asked her, what does she do for a living? She doesn't want to tell me. And I said, son, why are you asking her? He said, Mom, I want to be sure what she is doing, what she can bring. I think a lot is happening. When my husband wasn't doing anything, for 10 years, I paid the rent.
What?
I paid the bills. I fed the room. But my kids never knew. He's not even my husband's family. My husband's mother lived with him for 17 years. Nobody knew. I think it is the way you understand it between the man and the woman, and the way you're being brought up. The authority you give to your husband and the respect that makes him, we're in Africa. An African man wants to be loved and valued and respected.
But Linda, let me pause you for a second. How long does a woman have to do that? Because that's what Nima said earlier. Yes, we can understand we can boil shiri for a period. But how long do I have to continue to boil shiri? I mean, how do you say in English? How do you protect?
How long does she have to?
My darling,
sacrifice?
We cannot rule Africans.
Cannot what?
Our life. We cannot rule being Africans from our life.
We can't rule Africans.
He's an African man, and that is what he will be. You'll be surprised that our parents paid part of the bills in the home.
They did.
When our fathers had nothing, and we didn't know about it.
Yes. Quiet.
So let's communicate. The man needs to be respected. When he started watching the man getting in and outside, screaming at him, just like the young lady said, I've been doing this in the house, you have to do this, you have to do that. That man will feel less a man. And our African man has pride. You rather move away from you
than
tolerate and stay with you.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Is that know who you are marrying in the first place. That's what I would say. Know who you are marrying and things work out. Things work out differently. What works for you?
Thank you very much, Linda. You're right. So listen, there are different reasons. As we said again, we don't know the reasons why this marriage packed up, but we're just talking from outside in to see all the various things that could have happened. Let me bring in our celebrity guest. It would be nice to hear her views on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.